Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. Good morning, Dan, coming in from Buford. Good morning, Shauna, coming in from your house, I'm sure. Hope you're staying warm, Shauna. I've got some thermal curtains up over all of my windows. I'm so glad those came in. Good morning, Tony, coming in from Florida. I hope that you are doing well, Tony. You continue to be in my prayers, and and your family as well. So good morning, everybody. I want to say thanks so much for being here. Good morning, Jan, coming in from your nest. Man, I wish I was in my nest right now, but hey, gotta get up sometime. Anyway, we are here to say some nice things about ourselves, and the same thing we do every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Uh, Pepper has come up with some more cards for us, and I'm very excited to see what she has brought in. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we do this, we are building into our own lives and switching up our own experiences. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card and say that today I am, whimsical. I am whimsical. I approach life with joy and wonder. So I am whimsical. I approach life with joy and wonder. Are you whimsical? Well, you are whimsical. You approach life with joy and wonder. I'm going to write that down in the comments, encourage you to do the same thing. Approach life with joy and wonder. I am whimsical, and so are you. Together, we approach life with joy and wonder. And a lovely little gingerbread house that Pepper has put on there. I'm thinking we're probably going to have ourselves a Christmas theme this week. We got Christmas on Wednesday. Also, Hanukkah starts on Wednesday, so kind of interesting that Christmas and Hanukkah fall on the same day this year. Well, of course, Hanukkah lasts a lot longer than Christmas does, but yeah, just because of idiosyncrasies in the way that the Jewish calendar works versus the Gregorian calendar, Hanukkah can be sometime, from the beginning of December. I mean, I've seen it, I think, as late as like the early January. So it's always kind of fun when all the holidays line up. But anyway, we are whimsical today. We approach life with joy and wonder, and this is in this holiday season. I really do remember being a kid and how exciting this season was. And it was exciting, of course, for a couple reasons. First and foremost, because there was the excitement of getting a gift, or getting a couple gifts. Now we never really did much on Christmas Day. For us, it was always about Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow. But it was about Christmas Eve, and we would open up our presents on Christmas Eve. And the way that we did it in our family is that Santa Claus would come down. Now, we were never taught to believe in Santa Claus, but nevertheless, somebody dressed as Santa Claus would come down riding a fire truck down through the neighborhood. And after Santa Claus showed up, that's when we would all go into the living room and we would open up our presents. And it was always a very intentional thing. It was always a very, like, we would open them one at a time. And we would, like my sisters and I would take turns. And we would open up our presents and see the fun stuff that we got. And it was always a really fun, really festive, celebratory thing. And so I remember that there was so much joy, there was so much wonder at the holiday season. Everything would just kind of like switch up and change, and things which were ordinary would all get decorated, and people would be in good moods, and there was music that was only played at this certain time. Yesterday I was I was introducing Pepper to some old standards from the 1950s and 1960s. And I was talking about how this music from the 50s and 60s, which is not necessarily Christmas music, definitely had huge Christmas vibes for me. because there were many years when I was a kid that we would actually go up to a cabin in Canada. And my grandfather and my grandmother had this cabin in Canada, in the Saint Anne du Lac area, and they had, this cabin was way far away from being a bit, it didn't have a TV in it, and it was too far away to receive radio signals, but it did have an 8-track player and a record player, and so we would go and we would play, whatever the 8 tracks and the records were around. We would play those 8 tracks and records, which was a whole lot of stuff from the 1950s and the 1960s. And so I was playing this music from the 50s and 60s, and Pepper, she had heard some of it, but she had been introduced to it through video games, not through 8 tracks and vinyl the way that I had. Um, but I was talking about how, I was talking to her about how this music, which was, absolutely not, Christmas music, nevertheless, it would really give me a Christmassy feeling, and how, because of that, these connections that I'd made in my youth, could make me feel very festive, even though we were listening to, like, Frank Sinatra and Barry Manilow and stuff. So, anyways, I am whimsical. I approach life with joy and wonder. And this season is one where, for a very long time, that's exactly how it worked. I did approach it with joy and wonder. There was so much cool stuff that would happen. I remember on one Christmas, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and usually snow wouldn't happen in December. Usually snow would start to happen in January ish, if we would even get it that year. And but I remember one year, it was snowing on Christmas Day, and it was just like the coolest thing. Like, we were out on the porch watching Santa come down. Santa came down on the fire truck, and then as Santa came down, the snow started coming down, and it was just a beautiful, magical thing. And then we went and we opened up the presents, and had a wonderful Christmas, traditional Christmas for us. And so I am whimsical today. You are whimsical as well. And I feel like that even now, as an adult, of course, I don't get too many presents anymore. I think at this point, our baby has gotten a heck of a lot more presents than I've gotten in the past decade. Um, but every now and then I will get presents, which is so cool. Our lovely neighbors actually dropped off a tin of popcorn for us, which was very nice. And actually, Shauna dropped off some nice lotion for Pepper.
Thank you, Shauna.
Yeah, there we go. She says thank you. But the fact is that I don't receive presents the way I used to receive presents, and yet I still, I still can just sort of approach this season with a bit of wonder, with a bit of joy, and so I am whimsical today, and you are whimsical as well, and so we can approach life with joy and wonder. Not We don't just have to approach the holiday season with joy and wonder. We can approach life itself. Life itself is a wondrous thing. It is very much a miracle that we are all here, and that we are all, on this side of the earth. And the fact is that it's so interesting. It goes away in a blink of an eye. As they say, the days drag on forever. The years fly by so fast. And so let's make the most of what we have right now. Let's make the most of the day that we've been given. Let's make the most of this time that we have. And you know, and so we are whimsical people today. We approach life with joy and wonder. And let's also just see about what we can do to put some joy and some wonder into other people's lives. Half the joy of life is being able to bring joy to other people. When I was a kid, of course, I always wanted to, I always wanted to I was really focused on, what kind of joy that other people could bring me. And as I get older, I'm like, well, what kind of joy can I bring to other people? And so I am whimsical today. You're whimsical as well. We approach life with joy and wonder, and I am so happy to see that Pepper has chosen this really fun holiday theme. So, anyways, so happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas on Wednesday. Happy Hanukkah on Wednesday as well. I will be back tomorrow with another one of these, and even though it's a holiday week, I will still be here every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We're going through a series of these, so we'll see what kind of stuff Pepper has made up for us. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. So good morning again to Shauna and Dan. Good morning to Tony and Jan. Let's see here. Who else has showed up today? Good morning. Let's see. Good morning to Nicole coming in. Coming in from St. Augustine. Wonderful to see you here, Nicole. And Susan. Good morning, Susan. Let's see. Good morning, Rob. Wonderful to see you here today on the wake up call. And and Shauna says your present was late. I'll drop it off today or tomorrow. Oh, you're so sweet, Shauna. Looking forward to seeing you. The present is your presence, of course. Always nice to get a present from somebody. But honestly, nowadays, people's presence is the present. So, anyways, I love you all. I care about you all. I will talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. We will have we'll come up with yet another one of these cards. But until then, like I said, love you, appreciate you. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Until then, let's see here. Yeah, until then, aloha from paradise.